The darkness was closing in over the Midlands, with the priesthood being the only one daring to stand up against its terrifying presence. Trained in the arts of the light, the priests walked a bloodied path through the scores of demons, seeking to rid the world of their unholy presence. But the fight against demonkind was becoming increasingly perilous, and danger rose to threaten the priesthood's very survival. The priestess Anaya stands resolute in her conviction. Despite the dangers she must endure along her dedicated path, her unwavering faith in the goddess and her divine supremacy doesn't falter. She's set on following the orders of her high priest, no matter how gruesome, until one day when all her beliefs are challenged. A fateful meeting with the elusive demon Samael opens the doors to doubt, and Anaya begins to question the very path of the priesthood and all of those steadfast in the preachings of the goddess. Were they wrong about demonkind? Was her purpose in life truly for naught? So, yeah, I didn't read the blurb before I read this book, which actually isn't unusual for me for books that I'm reviewing because I'm going to read them anyway. I should have read the blurb for this one because I went into this thinking, okay, it's going to be a story about sort of the dichotomy between light and dark, about demons and angels, well, holy orders, and it's going to involve sort of the, essence of what is and what isn't, and this was that, but it was also more, and I kind of didn't expect it. So yeah, this book, I liked it. I think it was very interesting. This story kind of explores a lot of the aspects of what makes up the ideas and reasons behind the priesthood, and it sort of explores a normal existence and what these people are trying to fight for, and then it also explores those fights and the situations that get into this exploration of good versus evil, light versus dark, etc., etc. And I think it's very interesting that the way this is done, because it goes through a lot of sort of day-to-day existence of Anaya and her fellow priests, and how they're going to do their average life, the cleaning of their robes after having fought demons, and it's very interesting to go from these life and death battle scenes to normal life situations. I liked that. I think it was interesting. And then you get into the bit with Samael, and I kind of didn't expect it because I didn't read the blurb. It's, she's exploring, okay, what's really going on here, and it goes a whole lot deeper than that, and I think it's very interesting. Okay, that whole plot situation aside, let's talk about story and characters and prose and all of those things. The characters I liked quite a lot because we got to see that extra element of their day-to-day lives, the little details as well as the overarching struggles that they have to deal with. I think that was done really quite well. So you get to see their development and a lot of depth in their character, more than I have seen with others, I guess. But also, I feel like there's still a lot more to discover, which is hence, what you will get in the rest of the series. There's still more questions to answer. The characters are sort of on the cusp of becoming something more and haven't quite gotten there yet, and I like that. I think it's nice. As far as the prose goes, this book does have a fair amount of narrative description, which normally I find a little bit tedious to get through, but I think this was written in such a way that it wasn't. It was not tedious, it was interesting and intricate, and you got to kind of take a bit of a breath when you get to the narrative description, because it's usually to do with the smaller, detail-oriented day-to-day life activities as opposed to the, deadly battle scenes or the serious character interactions that involve a lot of development there. And I think that was done very well, to have that sort of different narration styles when dealing with this story. So there were a couple of parts where I would have liked to have seen more dialogue, more character interaction as opposed to some of the narrative description, but it's so minor that it's really not a big deal at all. Anyways, on the whole, I liked this book. It was not what I was expecting. There is a touch of romance involved, which is fine. I like it. I just, I should maybe read the blurbs more often. Oops. So I think it was a very good book. I liked it. It's very interesting. I'm curious to know what's going to happen next because there is a lot of sort of soul-searching questions to come up. I think this was a very good book. I liked it. I liked the exploration of both sides against the middle, the depth of the characters. I think it was very good. So if you are interested in this sort of thing, I absolutely recommend it. Links are, as usual, in the description box below. You can find all of them there. Yeah, I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope things are not going too crazily for you. And that's pretty much all I've got. So I shall see you next time. Bye.